speaking to the perception that if you're growing in this environment, you're just taking on too much risk. So how do we anything we haven't talked about so far? I know we've been speaking to this, but about managing risk, but growing in a risk managed way.
Yeah, I still think I would echo what both Grant and Evan said though about the numbers. I mean, it's amazing how a lot of people, like let's use machinery and equipment for example. It's the second largest line item of expense for producers, and it's the most misunderstood cost of production. And there are ways to sit down and calculate what that cost is and put those numbers down and figure out what your costs are per bushel, per acre, as a percent of cost, and figuring those things out and knowing when you make changes, just like Evan did when he, added those extra acres, he instantly knew what the change was to cost production. And it's amazing, there's still a lot of us out there, and I guarantee you there's some that can think about it that are listening here that probably, if you're really honest with yourself, do you have all the numbers in place that you really should? And we can talk about it all day long. We can say, yeah, you need to do this and you need to do that, but you actually have to take action. You actually have to do it. And that's the office time. That's where the money is made, it is in that planning. It's just like, Evan said, you do a 10-year, a 3-year, and a 1-year plan, you can figure out what you need to do to get to 10 years. Because if you know 1 year gets you, 10% of the way, and you get to 3 years, that's getting you there. You need to know exactly what that metric is. And I think, to be honest, I think there's a lot of people that are fairly lax, and not picking on people, but I'm just saying that that's kind of a reality, is that, and those of us who will sit down and literally do the math and make Grant happy as a lender, so that he's on board with us, and I'm not going to get any flack from him. I think that's the key, and we can talk about it all day long, but you literally have to do it. I mean, that's just the bottom line.
And I think the stats coming out of TPAP at Texas A&M still show greater than 50% of the industry has no idea what cost of production is on their
Yep.
farms.
It's sad.